play. We're here to play video games, guys. Let's play.
Give him like 3 seconds.
All right.
Okay,
You give us a countdown. Give us a countdown.
Okay, so we're gonna start it. We're not gonna touch it.
I'm not gonna-
for 3
yeah.
seconds. Let's go.
So go for it. I'll give. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll give you guys 5
I'm just
seconds.
gonna go after you. I'm just gonna go after you. I'm done winning. I'm just on a vengeance mode.
You're just in cruise control. You're in a oh god!
See you later, princess.
All right. Okay, this princess is gonna come back.
Oh, nice try.
She's not getting rescued this time. She's the one that's gonna do the fight. No plumbers come to save me. Let's just say you're gonna have to get your pipes cleaned after I'm done. Ooh, yeah.
Hey, I was like the lower of the low.
Jose.
What was that, Wes?
That's appropriate.
Hey, there are children watching this show, man. I told them.
You're one to talk about what's inappropriate, Mr. Tall Guy. Mr. I'm too tall to be on TV.
The FCC is not approved.
They don't need to approve.
Hey,
Austin, have we got an answer to the trivia yet? We haven't. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's get that graphic ready, guys. Show people trivia. And Austin, whenever you here, let's go ahead and pause it. I want everybody to get a chance to hear the trivia.
Trivia. So one more time. You know, maybe we should. You know what? Let's just do it. I think people heard that. I think they could have called in about it. Tough luck, audience.
Oh.
How about a hint? How about a hint?
Okay, my bad.
There isn't really a hint.
Well, she has.
Sure.
Okay. Here's what you do.
It's a Mario Kart.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're
it's
gonna re-ask the question, and if they don't answer it fast enough, we'll get.
Okay, certainly. What was Toadette's female counterpart first appearance?
Toadette, first appearance, guys. Come on.
Toadette.
Are you even watching?
See Toadette.
Guys, we're on ustream. I mean,
We got
we're
the
not.
number up there.
As soon as
next to you at home.
Just call in.
you have a phone, a smartphone. You can call them. You can talk to us.
People have telephones. Okay, now let's get to
Get to the gaming. Let's do that.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty fast.
Oh, Austin, you're going down, man. I see you in my sights.
Oh my god, I totally missed that item. Oh, if y'all guys, when y'all guys got small, that was me.
Yes. That was close. I
That was a creepy laugh. So, yeah, racing is really fun.
Hey, Jose, why are you in 4th place? I thought you were the best at this game. What happened to your taunting last race? Oh, I'm the best. Oh, I'm the best.
Because I'm just having a fun time right now, being with my buddies, my best friends, and Ben.
and this new caller.
This new caller.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
He can't multitask.
Yeah, I can.
So he's on the phone. All right, Ben. So
Okay.
what systems have you had the most experience with?
Well, I started on GameCube and PS2 and Xbox. And then after that, I actually went and worked on a movie for a year, and then came back and worked on the Game Boy DS for quite a few years. And that's probably the system that I really enjoyed working on it because it gave me the opportunity to work on and make the kind of games that I grew up, sort of SNES games or NES, games like Secret of Mana, games that had pre-rendered backgrounds, tile-based games. And that was very exciting because, you know, when there's a lot of next-gen systems, there tends to be this Me Too factor where everybody wants to do a 3D platformer when, you know, Super Mario 64 comes out and everybody, you know, Banjo-Kazooie, you know, there was like a glut on the market. So sometimes working on DS, you get to be a little more innovative, and so that was a lot of fun. And, you know, to iPhone, to a large degree, and iPad, there's, you know, a new system comes out and either people are more familiar with working on it or it's more open to people. So you're seeing a big indie development scene, especially here in Austin, for iPhone and iPad games. So a lot of exciting stuff going on. It's kind of nice that everything old is new again. You guys were talking about sort of timelessness of games and reinventing games and things like that as casual games. And it's funny that games that we would have considered hardcore when we were kids is now just like a casual game.
It's nothing to us.
Right.
That is true. Like Tetris.
But you know, I went back and opened up the Atari 2600 and played them, and they're very difficult. You know, playing this is very difficult. The controls are not as responsive, and now we're accustomed to pressure-sensitive buttons. And
We're just
it's you know, so in a way, it's. Modern games seem a lot easier, a lot more approachable. I mean, there's been so many innovations and things like that. To go back and play this again, it's like, wow, I can't believe that I thought this looked realistic. You know what I mean?
I agree. Games have definitely changed.
This would come out and I'd be like, well, you just can't get any better than Mario Kart 64. I mean, the graphics have obviously jumped into some sort of new realm, but then now I look at Red Dead Redemption and think the same way, and then I think in 2 or 3 years I'll look at it and think, that looks like garbage. Like, why did I think that looked so cool? You know what I mean? Anyway.
Of course.
For somebody, so you do have a lot of experience. You've been how many years have you been in it?
In games?
In games.
I guess over 10 years. And there was more formally in the beginning, working for companies, and then I started doing contract work because that seems to be sort of the direction that the business is going. A lot of outsourcing, and outsourcing has its good side and its bad side. And but there's sort of a lot of local outsourcing that goes on when small companies start and they don't want to deal with a large Chinese outsourcing company.
Those other companies.
Like an operation. You might want to just get somebody that you can rely on locally, and so I've been able to do that sort of continuously. Yeah,
like that buddy that you paid.
Yeah, and it's like where we would work at a company and we'd be like, wouldn't it be great to make some sort of sci-fi game? And then years later you're making it and you're like, hey Ben, do you want to do the levels or something? I'm like, sure, it would be fun. It's a great sort of opportunity. So right now it's nice that I get to kind of work on stuff that I really like to,
So before we go on, Austin, did we get an answer to the trivia question?
Oh, we did get an answer to the trivia
All right, and drum roll, please, everybody. Double dash, guys. Took it that long? Took it that long.
Never before was there a P1 comfort for
Toad into Mario Kart Double Dash.
Well, we got more trivia coming up, so stay tuned. Here at Video Game Hour Live, but sorry, my bad. It sounded like I don't want y'all guys think we're going to commercial. I just want to get back to Ben right quick.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely call. We'll have more trivia coming up. So if you guys want to answer, definitely be ready to call in. Number is 512-471-3190. So definitely always call in. If you have any other questions, stuff you'd like to ask Ben, because he's definitely a really insightful person, then we definitely more than welcome him. So until then, because we're coming out, we're running out of questions here.
Oh.
But another question I really did want to ask you. So, with all the experience that you had, what would you recommend to somebody who's trying to get into the video game industry right now if they want to try and break in and work on their own games?
Well, getting into the
on cue.
Right? Should I wait for the call?
Maybe.
It's going to be important.
Maybe they have a question. If it's better than that one, a question, guys. I mean,
This is Austin. Thank you so much for calling in.
He'll remember it, but
Okay. People trying to get into the industry. Okay, so a lot of people want to make video games. A lot of people want to break into, places like Pixar or EA or BioWare, things like that. The trend right now, when you're first starting to get into games, is to really be specialized and really make sure that you're up on the latest sort of technical thing. Like, if you hear about the Unreal Engine being used a lot, you should really get it, do the tutorials, and know the Unreal Engine. And it's not the same as knowing everything about 3D, but it does put you in a position where if you go to a company and you say, look, I'm interested in getting into games and I'm ready to do anything and I know the Unreal Engine and they're making a game in the Unreal Engine, they'll probably be like, okay, well, we can find a place for you. If you do a lot of it's important to build yourself as an artist. This is the only way I can speak to it, is as an artist. So, you always need to be passionate about just making art on the side. And as someone who's done a lot of hiring, you see a lot of portfolios of people who have devoted their efforts to creating video game art, and that is important. But when you come into a company, it's a long-term thing, and having other interests and being able to bring new ideas to the table is important. So, working on a traditional art portfolio at the same time as you're really trying to focus in on the technology at hand. I would also advise people, if you're going in, to really be passionate about maybe one particular thing. I think that could help you. So, for instance, I love environment art, and all my conceptual stuff is environment related, and all of the modeling I do. And the effects things I do are weather related, or they're mechanical things that happen in the environment. And so you can see that I'm very focused in on one thing. I think a lot of people say, I want to make creatures and I want to make environments and I want to make the, everything.
Right.
But people do specialize. And, if you're going to build or animate creatures, you're going to have to study anatomy, there's a lifetime of study in any of your focuses.
You have to study before you work in video games.
Exactly. Well, and as you're going, if you say, I'm going to be a character modeler, of course you want to be the best, right? You want to be the best, and you want to work at Blizzard or wherever you want to work. You want to get your dream job. So you're going to keep working on that and sort of being all over the place in terms of your passions, saying like, I love games, that's good, but if you say, look, I love environments, I want to do environments, I want to do lighting, I want to do special effects, or branching out from art, I'm a computer scientist and I want to work on AI, or I'm a computer scientist and I want to work on physics simulations or graphics, really sort of deciding what it is about game, because making games is a blast, but what is your favorite thing? So if you're very, like you guys were talking about, fun, if you're trying to quantify that, if you're thinking about design things, then you need to, go into that area and really study. And there's a tremendous amount of competition, so, you really need to be super passionate about it, and that's getting into the industry. Now, making your own game is a different thing, because obviously you're going to need to generalize to a certain degree. You'll probably, if you're just starting out, like to get an engine, maybe Unity, and try building some test games, because they're not going to be great in the beginning. And maybe you have the idea for your perfect game. I would not suggest doing that right out of the bat. I would suggest working on, well, if you can get paid to do other people's games, that's fantastic, because you can make money while you're learning. But you might take some of your lesser ideas and see if you can develop that. And just before you do your Portal or whatever it is that you're like, I'm going to make a game to change the world. You know what I mean? Like, try out a couple of single concepts before you do. I'm going to have a gravity gun and you can turn invisible and things like that. Just try taking one thing and making that fun, and then maybe layering those and building and building. So
yeah,
I mean, a good example of that is even like the new Portal game, because they took out a lot of the weapons and general pieces of the puzzles of the game, just because they wanted to make it more fun.
Right.
Right. So, lesson learned, guys. Here. I mean, if you want to go into the video game industry, you have to still be innovative and creative. And if you do want to start designing games, don't start off with your best one. So, Playboy Mutant Zombies will have to wait. The Playboy Mutant Zombie shooter will have to wait. Sorry, I forgot about shooters.
That's okay.
And I mean, really, just figure out what you like best. But so with those
and
lessons
start
learned,
making contacts with people.
Definitely.
so with those lessons learned, let's send y'all guys into commercial. We'll be back here shortly playing some more Mario Kart 64 here on Video Game Hour Live.
Yeah.